Let's welcome in KJ Feagin. Had that just spectacular final year, 5th year with San Diego State, and of course that season finishes at 30-2. KJ, great to have you back with us here on Xtra, and I want to start just by finding out how are you doing? How are you handling everything that has developed over the last 2 weeks since the Mountain West tournament?
This last few days have been better than the first week or so. I think that once I got back home around family and got in a comfortable environment, I felt way better about the situation. But as I was just chilling in San Diego the few days after, the mood was just really somber. The feel was just pretty dead, and just with all the chaos going on around campus, I just kind of had to get away for a little bit and hit reset. So I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah, KJ, I think back to seeing very emotional for you and Yanni, and two guys that came back for a 5th year, 1 year only at San Diego State. Obviously, you guys were vital parts of this incredible season for the Aztecs. I mean, when we talk about not only shutting down your basketball season, but now, like everyone else, we have to deal with this coronavirus crisis. So has this only magnified what you lost with the basketball season, that suddenly, like the rest of us, KJ, you have to adjust your life?
Yeah, I just think that after a certain point, after you get a minute to process it, no matter how harsh it seems, I just think that you have to move on and find some good that comes out of it. I think that me personally, I've never just had time to had this much off time to be around family and just be just kind of normal for a short amount of time. So I'm just taking the most advantage of it, and I'm trying to just be around family as much as I can and just keep my eyes on the future and be prepared for what's coming next. So that's what I've just been focusing on.
KJ Feagin joining us here on Xtra. Of course, had that just spectacular year again with San Diego State, part of this 30-2 season, a team that will be remembered forever on the Mesa. You mentioned what's next. So what is next for you? Obviously, there's a little bit of a holding pattern for everyone as we figure out what's going on with COVID-19 and coronavirus. But what do you hope are the prospects for you moving forward professionally and otherwise?
I just want to get paid to play basketball. I think that I put myself in a position, and my resume is good enough to at least give me a shot at the NBA. But if not, I'm okay with G League or overseas. But I just want to, finally be able to get paid to play the game that I love. So I'm just looking forward to getting a little bit of money in my pockets and, just starting my life as an adult and just as a professional. So I'm just ready to take that next step forward and, putting myself out there. I know it won't be easy, but I know that I'll be well prepared.
KJ, what really impressed me most about your season with San Diego State were the sacrifices you made. You were a much different player at San Diego State than you'd been at Santa Clara, and you really focused on the defense. You were obviously a consummate team leader. Coaches respected you. Your teammates respected you. Was that just sort of an evolution, sort of where do I fit with this team? How exactly did you ultimately assume the role you did for the Aztecs this past season?
I just knew coming in that, the Aztecs play defense, and I don't want to be the one that comes to the Aztecs and breaks that tradition or let the culture fall off a little bit in terms of slacking on my defensive end. And I just had a point to prove on the defensive end, knowing that I'm just not just a scorer, that I can impact the games on both ends of the floor. And I just think towards the end of the year, I really got it going scoring-wise along with my defense. So I'm just kind of a little bit bitter about that because I was just able to just starting to feel really, really comfortable in an Aztec uniform. And people were just starting to realize that, I'm just not a lockdown defender. I can, carry the scoring load as well. So I'm just really bitter about that point and just at the point in season ended because I felt like we were really hitting a different type of stride. So just in terms of the sacrifice, I don't think it was a sacrifice. I just think that we were all trying to win, and those were the things that came with it. That was just the position I was in. I never felt like I was shackled on the floor, or I felt like I couldn't take a certain shot. I felt free out there. So to say I sacrificed would just be, just too much of a credit for me. I just think that we were all out there having fun and all out there just trying to win. So whatever came with that is what came with it, and we were okay.
KJ, what type of bond is there now with this team? Like, This team, will you be kind of bonded forever by 30 wins, 30-2? Of course, the way this season ends, nobody expected it would end this way, but I envision that you guys will have relationships that will last forever based on this 1 year.
Of course, I think 1 through 13, or even the walk-ons and the coaches and the extended staff, I think that we have a special bond because, we have the memories of a 26-0 win streak. We have a undefeated on the road record that we could look back on. And just outside of the game, just being with them every day, I just think those memories are something I would cherish forever. I think right now it's kind of hard for me to look back at those memories because it's still kind of fresh. But when the time comes and I get a little bit of closure and I'm able to really, really move past the situation, I would look back and realize that, this is really one of the most special groups I've ever been a part of. And I don't know if I'll ever be a part of something like this again in my life. So I'm just glad that we got everything out of it while we could. And I just think that's a silver lining in it, is just knowing that we valued every day and we stuck to the basics and we did the little things that helped keep us winning. And, that's just something to be proud of because other teams would have strayed away or got cocky or something like that. We all stay humbled and we all focus on the task at hand, and we got the most out of every day. So I'm just happy that we did that.
KJ Feagin is joining us. KJ, I know you will always be watching what happens for the Aztecs from here to eternity. And it's going to be an intriguing season next year. Obviously, you and Yanni are graduated. You're gone. We know that Jordan Shackle, Matt Mitchell will be back. We hope Mensah could be back, and that would be a big addition for this team. And then there's Malachi. Talk a little bit about your relationship on and off the court with Malachi Flynn. Mm-hmm. And can you give us any insight at all on what his mindset might be moving forward?
In terms of moving forward, I honestly have no idea. I think that's just up for him to say. And in terms of on the court and off the court, I think on the court we just connect with our mentality. And we just like dominating people, and we like being alpha dogs, and we just like, we're really aggressive, and we're just super competitive. I think that we connect on the fact that we don't like losing. And I just think that there's moments on the court where we realize that, this game is in the balance, and we look at each other and, it's just time to turn it on. And I knew that, there's somebody on the court with the same mindset as me and the same ability. So it's just a good confidence thing going forward. And off the court, I think we're both just, at the end of the day, we're both just really quiet and kept to ourselves, and we don't really bother anybody. And, if we have a conversation, we do, but it's not like we see each other every day and try and converse, like we're best friends. But, we just have a lot of respect for each other. We respect each other as people, and, we just talk to each other when it's kind of necessary, and that's always going to be my boy. But, we're just two kind of just laid-back people off the court and kind of let life happen to us and enjoy the small things, just kind of live in the moment.
KJ, I'll give you this theoretical. We were talking about it. ESPN has this way too early top 25 for next year, which feels like forever away, considering that this year, even these 2 weeks feel like forever to me since the Mountain West tournament. But ESPN.com ranks San Diego State at number 17 in the preseason poll in 2020, 2021. Assuming everyone's back. I mean, even if Malachi could be back, he's got another year of eligibility. So if the guys that you played with are back, is number 17 too low for this team?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's just very disrespectful. I think they're only losing two of the starters, which is me and Yanni, but they have, a lot of depth coming in. And I think the recruits that they have coming in are incredible, and Lamont Butler, Keith Dinwiddie, and Shea Evans, and people of that sort. So I'm pretty sure that Coach Dutch will dip his head into the transfer market as he did with me. So I know the Aztecs will be revamped and ready for next year, but I think we like being doubted. It's something to work for to give us a little bit more motivation and going into next year. And I say we like I'm on a team, but I feel like I'm a part of the Aztec mission. So I'm just thinking of if I was on the team, what would be the motivating factor is just knowing that, we've done this 30-2, and now they're still not trying to give us our credit, but it's just a little bit of motivation. It's nothing bad about having a little bit of extra motivation. So I think if everything pans out the way it does, and the people on our team keep progressing and elevating their game like they need to and make those steps going into the freshman or sophomore year or sophomore to junior year, I think that you'll see the Aztecs back in the top 10 next year.
I have hosted shows with many NBA players that had a chance to play in the NCAA tournament, and they all say the same thing, KJ, and that is that there's no experience like it. and I feel terrible that you guys do not get experience that. But let me ask you this. You had some big wins this year, BYU, Iowa, Creighton, Utah. But if there was one team that you could have matched up against in the NCAA tournament, who would you have liked a shot at, KJ? What school would you have loved to got onto the court during an NCAA tournament game?
I think it's about, from this year, I would say Dayton, because they kept ranking them ahead of us. Even though we had the better record, I would say Dayton. I would say Baylor and Kansas for sure, because those were the two top teams. They were kind of topsy-turvy, and Gonzaga. So all the four teams ahead of us I would like to play, because I felt like we were better than them, but we'll never get to know now. So whoever was ranked ahead of us, I think that we would have loved to play them, because we knew on any given day or on a neutral court that, we could win any game.
KJ, man, awesome having you on. Everyone here is disappointed about the way this ended, but obviously it was outside everyone's control, and you can only control so much, right? We wish you the absolute best of luck with your basketball career. We hope to have you on again. We're so appreciative of your time. Congratulations on a great season, and thank you again for doing this.
Thank you.